You said it wrong, but okay.
What did I say wrong?
You said thank you, Kevin.
Yeah?
I get
That's not the
confused. Are we
name.
supposed to like I feel we
What's
call
your real
him
name?
10
we
seconds
call him
remaining.
Kevin, but he's Purge, and then there's BSJ, but we call him Brian. Am I supposed to be using your first names, or am I
seconds
supposed to be
remaining.
using?
At Midas mode, he said, call me the Kevmeister. And he didn't respond if I said anything other than that.
Kyle just keeps lying.
It's his.
It was the Kevinator, by the way, not Kevmeister.
Ah.
Dead to me, Kyle.
So, I mean, I guess he's using different names for different people. Shady, if you ask me.
It's just good
Dire
names to
team's
say.
turn to pick.
Kevin,
Ricky.
Brian. Good names. Ricky.
Ricky.
Yep.
Steve.
Steve. our
Isn't that the name
fan.
of your biggest fan?
Yep, the name of Kyle's biggest fan, Steve.
Steve.
It's like the name Todd.
Not as good.
No?
No.
Not as strong.
What about
Odd.
Thad?
10
No.
seconds
Thaddeus.
remaining.
Thaddeus, yeah, Thaddeus is a good name.
I feel like the old Roman names were the best. They
Oh,
just
yeah.
had a
5
bunch
seconds
of...
remaining.
I don't know, it just felt...
Tiberius.
Alexander.
Just sounds like the name an emperor would have.
Augustus.
My middle name is Alexander. Maybe that's why I like it.
I was middle name.
What about Ricky?
Really?
Do you guys like that name?
I do like Ricky.
I like Ricky Maru better.
It's really
personally.
nice against Fury, and once you get Battle Fury for creep clearing, and you hunt him, which is very important. Also, Cloud's very good against Nyx. Non-damage, disable, and silence.
Yeah, Sprout doesn't feel that effective. Like Prophet until he gets Orchid, at least Ricky has a lot of solutions to get out of that pressure. So
Radiant
I kind of like
team's
it.
turn
His
to
base
pick.
armor's okay on Ricky, right? I can't remember. I feel like it's at least like medium.
Good pick.
Mhm.
That matchup's not good though.
That's a really good
For
pick.
Ricky.
Well, when they did win that game against Team Nigma, where they had the Nature's Prophet, they did also run that Timber Saw.
10 seconds
And
remaining.
their other cores were Bat, Wraith King. Wraith King obviously still in the pool. Bat
5 seconds
obviously
remaining.
banned out. Wait a second. Is this Alliance saving Limp's pick?
What?
What?
No way.
Way.
He's got a lot of options too. I love Timber with these two heroes. It's still flexible in the lane, and you just cover the weaknesses. You know, you've got a Nyx. It's just, you know, Nyx needs damage. Timber brings a lot of damage. He doesn't have stuns. There's the Nyx for you. And you have so much pressure now because Timber can play one lane by himself. That makes Furion free to play elsewhere. It's a really nice way to add pressure, and it owns this entire draft of OG right now.
So what is what are we looking for OG? Because they can run everything somewhat flexible. Although I think personally I would prefer the Brew 5, the Ricky, obviously for mid 1. So that means we would be looking for a Seb and a Thompson hero.
They need Magic Burst ideally to give them some kill options against Timbersaw. Around the like 8 to 12 minute mark, somewhere in there. Otherwise, Timber can, if you don't like shut him down in lane, then he kind of just gets a little bit too out of control. So a little bit of burst damage would be nice.
You just have trouble with that because you're playing against Nyx. Covers you against
Dire
typical heroes
team's
like
turn to
Pugna, Necrophos.
Shadow Demon.
Oh, that's cool.
I want to also get an asterisk out here too. This could be Shadow Demon mid. Just want to say that because we have seen Thompson do that in the past. Although I hope that it means that Seb is a Brewmaster and
10
that Shadow
seconds
Demon will be
remaining.
support. But you can't ever be 100% sure.
I don't know about
5
this.
seconds remaining.
This is very ambitious.
Purge is good.
I think it'd be too dangerous to play SD mid because if you're just trying to throw poison, you're just going to get Spike Carapace into comboed since you're squishy. And if Timber ever gets onto you, it's kind of
Dire
similar
team
situation. So I think it's much more likely
Phantom
for Shadow
Assassin.
Demon.
Oh, I'm loving this aggression.
It's this draft is really nice. It's likely a Furion support now, but like, if this is an SD Rubik support, that's the dream. These heroes do not deal with treants whatsoever, and if it's a Brew core, you're also happy
10
because
seconds
you have
remaining.
Timber against Riki Brew cores. Like, that's the dream. I actually think Kevin might be
5
right.
seconds
Where it's
remaining.
an SD mid, just because it doesn't make sense really otherwise.
That was Shiver's
That
idea,
was
not mine.
me,
I think it's
yeah.
bad to play SSD mid here.
Hey, I'm not saying I'm overly convinced, but it does allow you to get to the... Do you still need the axe to get the break and stuff?
Yeah, you do.
And the double?
Otherwise, it's just only a 7-second constant dispel.
Yeah. No, I think
Still very
you
good,
need
though.
that axe on the Shadow Demon because that's the way to win. But then you have to play it mid because otherwise it's not going to be enough. But one are used to seeing them play. Does this lineup allow for them to
Radiant
play
teams turn to
faster?
ban.
Not really.
If they lane well, it does. But like last game, they lost their safe lane so hard, and their first couple rotations got completely stopped. So
Yeah.
that's why they had no chance last game. So I don't know. They can
10
pressure PA
seconds
at
remaining.
least with like Shadow Demon 4 plus whoever the offlane is, but
5
PA is
seconds
gonna be really
left.
effective at later
Don't
stages of the
freeze
game
up.
once she gets farmed against SD and Rubik to kill them quick.
I mean,
Dire
SD though
teams turn to
is. I think it almost has to be core just because they need break so badly against Timber PA. Like it's
Just
so good here.
You're just repeating my points, Kyle.
Yeah, but then they have an SD core though.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this?
They really don't have
It's-
a great means of like hitting builds
10
either on the
seconds
side of it.
remaining.
Look, memes are
It
in
does.
nowadays.
I know.
It does so
I
easy
have
to
the
net.
solution.
5 seconds
It
remaining.
will be Brew off lane, Shadow Demon mid, and then they go for the DP5. Still in the pool.
Radiant
That's
teams
true.
turn to
I would have
ban.
liked them to. I would have much
No.
preferred a DP over a Shadow Demon.
No.
Purge is just no. He's giggling over there.
He's actually thinking. I'm
What
an
is the
idiot.
DP5 gonna do to stop PA from murdering her every single fight in 2 seconds?
Eventually,
Is
she's
Spirit
gonna
Sight
get an
there?
10
item.
seconds remaining.
Hopefully.
What a Yules to delay it by 2.5 seconds? Like,
don't know.
come on.
5 seconds
All right.
remaining.
So what do you want to see on the side of OG?
A real mid hero is what I want to see.
Okay.
Ideally with Magic Burst, somebody that can help guarantee like PA kills. Something like Magic Nuke Heavy and Bursty. Lena like, but maybe not Lena.
Dire
They've got a
teams turn to
Nyx.
pick.
Like that's so risky.
Yeah, Nyx does beat those type of heroes certainly. And that's what's kind of cool about the PA and Timber cores actually, with Nyx covering it. It's like your Nyx is always going to be good because those heroes are weak to burst.
You know what?
Radiant teams turn to pick.
We're gonna see Lim play different hero for the first time in the European DPC League. A Void Spirit, most like. Very cool. We did see Alliance ban out both the Titan and Enigma, by the way. That means that they are assuming also Brewmaster finished 5. We got a
Choose your
Tiny
hero.
coming out from OG as their last
Ooh,
pick.
tiny mid. Yeah.
Tiny mid.
Wow.
It's been a while.
No
You're playing against Limp on a tiny mid.
It's not a bad matchup. You can kill Void Spirit because the shield is purely for physical.
Yeah, I'm just thinking though the fact that Limp is known for his tiny. Like he's got to know this
Oh, so is
matchup.
Thompson. I don't know actually. It's been a while. Like Tiny's been changed. It's definitely Tiny favored, and it makes sense because OG like they're definitely playing this more like assassin style. They've got to kill this Prophet, this Nyx. They're pretty susceptible to burst. You know, I actually kind of like this. I can't think of a better pick for Thompson here.
We see with Limp and S4 are debating who's playing what.
10 seconds remaining.
Who is playing which one? Because we know both can play both, right?
5 seconds remaining.
But shouldn't it
Well,
be S4 on the Timber?
I mean, if they put Timber mid, then Tiny's gonna have a really bad time, I assume. But in the same vein, Void Spirit wouldn't do nearly as well against Ricky, so they just have to decide who to shut down, and they're gonna go for offlane Timber, or at least S4 is playing it. I guess my viewpoint is I don't know if Thompson is gonna have an excellent laning stage either way, but he does provide a lot of burst damage, and if he gets Blink at a good time, he's gonna destroy Prophet across the map, and he should be able to pressure the PA and maybe the Timber as well, and get some really crucial kills. So it's the tempo kind of hero that they need. Maybe OG can win it, but I like Alliance draft better.
All right, thank you very much. Purge. Kyle, your thoughts?
Could go either way. OG need to play a very specific game style to win. The Riki and Tiny have to get over farmed, and the team fights have to be centered around Bruce Split. You know, Timber's annoying to deal with. You throw him up in the air, you go for the squishy supports. PA is low damage early on. It's certainly possible. I'd favor Alliance a bit, but anybody's game.
I'm going Alliance, you know. I went against them game number 1, and I shouldn't have, you know, being the Alliance fangirl that I am. But I take a look at what they've got in the lineup. I see that Prophet, I like the Timber Saw. It just kind of makes sense to me. So, Alliance.
All right, let's see who gets the lanes they want, and let's see who can set the tempo for this second game of this best of 3 series. We're heading over to OD Pixel and BSJ.
Thank you very much, Sheev. Yeah, so Brian, we've heard what the pals had to say. What are some of your thoughts looking at the two drafts we have coming into this game too between OG and Alliance? Thompson bringing the
Prepare for
tiny
battle.
mid back. Is it going to work?
I'm just coming from the perspective of Ricky, where I've played this hero a lot this patch, and it feels like anytime you're dealing with the early tower pressure, you just lack any wave clear or anything you can really do to stop it yourself. And he's dealing with a 5-position Nature's Prophet and a Timber, who should be able to play up in his face for pretty much the entire early game, and there's not too much Ricky can do to change that. I think it's a lot going to be on Thompson to snowball the map control. Seeing Thompson, the TI, do the whole phase boots, run around, never stop killing people strat. And I think he's going to have to get some crucial kills early, because PA is one of Ricky's worst matchups in the carry role. Ricky never really wants to buy MKB, and PA is also one of the few carries that can burst him in a matter of seconds before he gets that
30 seconds to battle.
And sort of, you know, Tiny in this meta and as a hero, you know, why is this something that a lot of teams aren't picking? Like, what are sort of the downsides of Tiny? What does he not offer that so many other mids do in this pack?
I honestly think he's an okay hero. I just think he enables a lot of mid laners like Storm, who don't necessarily have the strongest levels like 1 through 3, that they would kind of just free farm. And that if you pick Tiny too early in the draft, it would hand a perfect game to the opponent. So in this case, Void Spirit's more of a very reliable laner. He kind of gets a decent start no matter what matchups he's in. So in this, like, he's more about enabling himself as the Tiny than it is about worrying about the farm of the opponent.
See how well Limp's able to do here. Up against the Tiny. And sort of overall then, do you have a drafter that you do prefer coming into this game too?
I would much prefer to be the PA on Alliance's draft. I think Nico Baby last game surprised a lot of us with his ability to basically just do as much damage and be as tanky as he was on Weaver. And a lot of that was on the back of the space that S4 made for him. And I think we're kind of seeing a similar recipe. I think S4 should have a great early game. It's not going to be until later they can deal with Timbersaw. And PA's really only weakness is the same as Ricky. She lacks wave clear early, and she hates to have people playing up in her face and running at her. So in this case, she's not really going to worry about the tower push as much as it is the Tiny that's going to be trying to invade her farm. That's what I'm worried about for the PA.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if Thompson's able to make those moves in the mid game and really cause issues for Nico Baby when he's still sort of in that farming phase of the game. So far, we're with the lane set up top. Seb and Sax is trying to do their best to put the pressure onto these two. I mean, is Nico Baby going to farm all right up here? Can FNG do enough to keep him safe in this lane?
Yeah, PA usually only struggles if they can dive, and they can harass her a lot. He may have to buy a little bit of extra regen. Prophet's a great support for that, though, because he can always TP base and buy some himself or pick up anything carried out. Rubik Brewmaster is a nice lane because you have the Cinder Brew that's easily activatable by the Fade Bolt, but I really am only afraid of kill lanes if I'm PA. Doesn't necessarily mind just daggering from afar. Her base damage nowadays is decent ever since they've been giving her that buff over the course of patches. Hey, looks like he's going for the phase boots. I like this a lot against every hero that isn't Tiny. So I guess that's a bit of a concern, but nice in lane as well for Ricky.
Are those cracks in
talking about the Ricky down
tower?
bottom, Alliance doing a great job of really harassing mid one in this laning stage. Taking huge amounts of damage there from the two of them.
Yeah, they expertly counter this Ricky. Timbersaw, absolutely nothing you can do about it from Ricky's perspective, and PA being the matchup, as good of a matchup as she is. I will be thoroughly impressed if mid one carries this game. I feel like this is a very hard Ricky game, and I will learn a lot if she does.
First blood!
Never die.
Not off to a great start. I mean, she said it's a hard game for the Ricky. And Alliance want to handle and survive against.
That's actually crazy. Hanskin just went for the mana burn. Despite Carapace really isn't that great in this line. It's the low instance of damage from Ricky Blink, as well as the Shadow Demon Poison. So he's just being super annoying and saying, hey, mid one, if this lane wasn't hard enough for you already, here's less mana for you.
We'll see if mid one can play a little more safe as well. Again, just these two. Every time he tries to step up, making it very hard for mid one to find his farm down here. And, you know, obviously last game we saw Mid1 have a very tough time on the safe lane Ember, so eyes definitely on him to see what he's going to be able to do this time round. As top lane, attempt to go onto FNG. Nico Baby's going to jump over towards Saxa. FNG will go down. Can Nico Baby get the trade kill? Yeah, he'll be able to do all the fairy fire. Indeed, he wasn't quite ready for that. Did start to back off, and that's going to cost him the opportunity to finish that kill off, as Nico Baby won't be able to find him in return. Meanwhile, around the mid, Hansken sweeps in, able to secure this arcane rune for Limp. A very juicy bottle refill for him as well. Something that Topson would have, he's going to miss out on a lot here, as Topson low on the mana front too. And bottom, yeah, I'm just consistently seeing Mid1 just being unable to really step up to the wave here.
He's look at his build for Ricky. That shows he knows he has absolutely no aggression potential here, as he is meant to weather this Timbersaw storm. The problem I have with this tiny last pick is that against Timber, if your carry can't naturally stay in lane against it and defend the tower, that usually you have like a mid laner like Ember or something that's gonna go bottom and just push the wave, distract the Timbersaw as much as possible. I don't really know who that is for OG. I don't know who they bring down here to stall the Timbersaw's early momentum pushes with the catapults. As the thing that is Timbersaw is so nice here is he flourishes against carries that have to stay in lane. If you're a carry that can kind of just dip out and go jungle, Timbersaw loses a lot of his early effectiveness in terms of shutting down the opponent carry. But Ricky has no backup plan.
Mid lane, getting in onto Topson, but Hansken off the mark there with the stun. Topson able to do a good job of juking it, turns around to looks to kill off Hansken, but the remnants out, protective disruption there from No-Tail. His poison won't kill Hansken, and Topson does end up going down at the end of it all.
Grasping cause and effect.
Yeah, you were mentioning he was struggling for mana, and he was 5 mana short of the Avalanche.
And look at this chase here from Limp. Another beautifully placed remnant. I mean, really getting the work done there with that arcane rune. 2 kills for Limp in the mid.
Yeah, this patch can be rather toxic with these early lineups with heroes like Timbersaw and Nyx, where you just can't deal with them. And it makes your whole entire game awkward because that movement mid is allowed to happen because Nyx is just not needed at all bottom. And the snowball effect is insane how quickly it comes into play. S4 is going to certainly be looking to apply a lot of pressure with this catapult. Bottom lane, he is level 6 as well, so that amps up his damage and aggression to threaten anybody who defends. Really interested to see what OG does about this.
I'll see in the jungle, Hansken and FNG starting to invade. I think a lot of damage onto it, No-Tail here, but able to make his way around
Dyer's
the
middle
tree and
tower
body block.
isn't going to last long.
But yeah, as you say, it's definitely going to be a question of how on earth did they get these items onto Ricky. Like, can Mid1 go elsewhere on the map? As you said, he can't really hit the jungle creeps. Top lane, we'll see Topson coming in with the rotation onto Nico Baby, but he had pretty much a full wand. He's going to be off and into the trees, and they can't hunt any further for him. So this move not going to be successful here from the two of them, as Nico Baby's able to sneak himself away. And yeah, this is just time wasted here for OG.
Really good itemization from Nico Baby, having the wand raindrops to be able to survive through that anticipated tiny burst.
They're beating on Dyer's top tower.
Mid1 having to be very cautious there. He gets caught by that remnant. He'd be dead for sure.
Bottom tower's already dead, by the way. I didn't even notice
7 minutes.
that.
Yeah, he just finished it off. I mean, this is, yeah, that bottom lane. I mean, it pretty much what went as you would sort of expect it to do, right? You've got this Ricky lane. They're never going to be able to hold off this Timber's early pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't see anything that OG's entire lineup could do to stop it. So S4 now going to play his own dead lane, making sure that there's no power pressure up top coming out from OG. This is a really nice way to enable heroes like PA. They want to sit taking the safest farm on the map, chilling bottom. Yeah, Tiny's going to take over bottom. I guess I expected Ricky to stay bottom, but he's going to be jungling a small camp around mid. I don't know. It's not like a flame. I don't think there's much of better options for mid one. That just not feel good. What the game looks like.
I mean, I guess at this sort of stage, what for OG, the real pressure is going to be on Topson and Step to just make moves and keep the game going to allow mid-1 to get the time to get his farm.
Yeah, I love what Thompson's doing here. He knows he can't really kill Nico Baby, but he knows Nico Baby can't really mess with him. So he's just being annoying.
Well, look at that.
Well, they're going to bring in a pair of hands here to try and have a go on to Thompson. Hansken joining to try and push Thompson back, but as you say, Thompson still very much knowing his strength. See Top trying to get aggressive on S4, but yeah, he's not really under any pressure at all. In fact, Seb might be forced to get out of here as he has to TP away from S4. As it really does seem at the moment nothing they can do about this Timber. Limp comes in from the side with the DD ready to go, blows up Saxa. And the pressure will be onto another tier 1 tower. So not only S4's presence and laning down bottom allowing them to get that very early tier 1 tower taken from the safe lane of OG.
Looked better.
Now moving up to this top lane, he's sort of pushed them out of this area of the map, and he's getting pressure onto a second tier 1 already at 9 minutes
Radiant's
in.
top tower deserves just
Whenever
as much
I watch
help
teams
as
like
bottom.
OG, I feel like I'm watching 5D chess, where I don't fully understand how they intend to win this game. And right now, if they win this game,
Dire's
at this
bottom
very
tower
moment,
is
I
under
have no
attack.
idea how that's going to happen. And I know it doesn't seem like they're down by that much, but PA's getting way better farm than the Ricky, and Timbersaw. I guess PA's only ahead by 100. Wow, what? I just tuned into the network. Huh. Never mind. Maybe I'm mistaken here.
Slain, you say.
I just see all this stuff and I'm like, PA's farming bottom. Timbersaw's #1 on the net worth. Void Spirit's game's perfectly fine. Like all 3 cores on Alliance are perfectly happy. You'd rather have the good start on Timber than PA because Timber's the one that's making space. So, man, OG, I feel like they just neglected to respond to Timber, which is a hero, in my opinion, at least requires a response. They look to invade or kill Nico Baby bottom, but he's Spidey senses are tingling here.
Yeah, he's gonna stick at least around the tier 1. He's got FNG to back him up.
Radiant's top tower
And if you like this from Nico Baby, he's got the Deso queued up, so not going for the Battle Fury. I guess going for something that's going to allow him to play in a way that will really punish this whole time where mid-1, he knows mid-1 has to get the Battle Fury on the Ricky. And he's going to be able to be so active before mid-1 has his core items to fight with.
I don't know how much I like this or not.
Mid limp. Getting it onto Saxa.
Radiant's top
So
tower
you see
is
that
under
OG's
attack.
electing to just play completely away from the Timbersaw.
Radiant structures
Ignore him,
have been
but that's costing them all their tier 1s because
Dire's
wherever
bottom tower is
S4
being
walks,
chipped away.
bottom first, then top, now mid.
Radiant's middle
Thompson's
tower
trying to
is
make as
under
much space and action happen as possible in the other lanes, but
Dire's bottom tower needs some help.
does killing a Nature's Prophet really matter all that much? As Limp TP's in.
I mean, definitely not. If it costs Thompson his life, Remnant's going to be off the mark. Hanskin impaled down. Thompson's going to get burst out. Seb, he's out with the TP. If they got anything to stop it, they haven't. But as you say, you know, Thompson with the aggression, sure, he gets the profit, but he loses his life.
I would say space from Thompson and Seb, but I don't really know space what for, you know? I like this TP on from FMG to the high ground. This is one of the cute things you can do on Nature's Prophet support. You can do it on core too, but you know, you got nothing else to do when you're support. He is only level 4, so he's basically just a ward for his team at this point.
And S4 still very much seemingly in unkillable territory. I mean, does it ever sort of,
Dire's top
you know,
tower.
when are they going to be able to kill this Timbersaw this game?
It looks like Seb has gone Brown Boots Spirit Vessel, so that's the timing they're looking for. But they didn't get any new charges bottom after using it to be aggressive on FNG there because he died too far away from the brew. S4, I think if they can hit this window where they get a Spirit Vessel charge before this Yules comes out, that I think is the narrow window they will have to hit. S4 is going to single-handedly take mid tower while it takes a 4-man commitment from OG in order to get the
beating on
trade.
Dire's top tower. Where did Radiant's middle tower go?
Thompson. Well, he's got to probably TP out immediately here.
Are those cracks
If he wants to
in
live, he's
Dire's
going to
top
start
tower?
making his way out.
Middle tower shouldn't
he's
have
out
to
in
take
time.
this abuse.
Good space.
Yeah.
Dire's
when you're
top
mid
tower is under
and
attack.
you have a hero like Ricky that just has to farm all the good farms,
Dire's
all
top
the
tower
nice
has
safe
fallen.
farm, and he's got no other options, you have to get creative. You have to take some super dangerous farm, force the enemy team to come respond to you without dying, and that's exactly what Thompson's doing here. The overwhelming blink queued up.
Yeah, we'll see if he follows up on that. That'll be a pretty wild first item rush, the complete overwhelming blink. See, the haste rune's going to be grabbed up by S4. I mean, S4 could look to run down Thompson here with that. It'll be held back by the disruption. Dagger out attacks of a limp falls. Got the brew split out and that extra bit of control to keep S4 held in place with the Wind Panda. As he comes back down, though, I don't think they're going to be able to do anything aggressive onto S4. They've got to start running away from him. He's still got the remainder of that haste going. They'll try with the combo and the Spirit Vessel. That might just do it. He's out to the side with the Timber Chain, but the Spirit Vessel allows them to get the kill. Midbon in with a finishing hit.
Oddly enough, they had to wait till the Brewmaster ulti ended because he still gets the Spirit Vessel charges while he's in Brew Split, but he can't use it until he comes out. So that was really well played by OG. That's step one. The thing about this Nico Baby item choice is that there's two ways you can go. You can try to capitalize on the fact that Ricky's not able to fight by going the Deso like he is, or you can just capitalize on the fact that he's going to be passively farming too, and you outscale him, so you just go for the passive farm
Radiant's
route.
middle
And he's
tower
choosing
is
the
under
former. I feel like in NA, they always choose the latter, so I don't exactly know how this one's going to play out.
So they know Hanscam was sneaking around there with all the sentries they had set up.
Look at that.
They come in, drop the
15-minute Battle Fury for middle one. Honestly, pretty damn good, all things considered. Really bad lane. Ricky has no farming steroid to enable him to get that sooner, like Jug-type heroes and Troll-type heroes do.
No, I mean, absolutely, considering the start he had. And as you say now, when you see Midbon actually being still able to achieve this sort of Battle Fury timing, does that makes you a bit worried, a bit more worried for the build that Nico Baby's going in return?
It just means that they have to get a lot done with the Deso and the timing they hit. They can't be content with the status quo of both teams farming at this point, because Ricky will just be much happier with the items he's bought compared to the PA.
Top, no tap. Gonna find the setup onto Limb, but just set by his side. Thompson starting to move in as well. Alliance, they are beginning to set up in the jungle. Actually, Limp maybe seeing if he can get the connection onto Seb. Seb, no split available, he's out of mana, and he's out of life.
Prophet ulti.
See if they can get anything more out of this Demonic Purge, slowing down Limp for now. Over to the side, Saxon. He's trying to get out, and he'll make it away. No TP cancel there between the two of them. Same to be said, as these those surrounding Notel can't put a stop to his escape either. So, I mean, I'm definitely very intrigued to see if Thompson does indeed do this. I mean, it's not a lot of times you see the full blink, well, pretty much no time, where you see a hero that wants to rush the completed blink upgrade as their pretty much first and only major item.
There's one player in the world that'll do it. It's probably Thompson.
I mean,
it's almost got that axe.
Yeah.
1,200 gold off. That's really important against Ricky specifically. Heavily reliant upon spellcasting to survive. They missed the dust bottom. Narrowly missed.
Yeah, very close there. Midbon just able to jump outside of the range of it. And still, you know, as every moment passes, Midbon getting that little bit further ahead of Nico Baby's farm on the PA. They've got to get some action done with this Deso.
Suddenly, I'm really liking what OG's doing here. That tends to be how it goes when I'm watching OG in drafts where it doesn't really make sense to me what they were doing. They just killed the Timbersaw once. Suddenly, the momentum on the map, it's palpable. You can feel that's kind of gone. They've taken all the tier ones, and now what? Oh, the Sentry flipped the Nyx a bit, but he walked out of it. I was wondering what doing there.
I mean, and you definitely seem right. It seems that, you know, I mean, what do Alliance go for here? I mean, all the tier ones taken off the map. Like, what is the next move? Are you trying to make smoke moves with this PA and the Deso? You know, who are you trying to hunt down?
That's why I'm really surprised. I'm gonna...
They're gonna try and get the jump in, but again, stacks up. That stolen spike camp is stopping the initial burst from Alliance. And now Saxon maybe even trying to see if they can get the setup with the turnaround. Disruption used, but already Nico Baby finds himself his first target. He's hit onto No Tail. Now a turn over towards Thompson. In he goes, they'll get the two of them. Saxon trying to fight with the help of 7. His final split. Nico Baby's going to end up going down as Midbon gets the kill. Nico Baby's dead. Handscare also falling. As, you know, now FNG is in it. As Midbon and Step, they're going to look for him. FNG goes for the TP out, but they've got the stun. FNG going down. Is that all? And we'll see S4. I mean, I don't think the three of them will be able to do anything about him. Yeah, S4's going to be able to step away. But this has got to be a big concern, right, for Alliance, Brian, is, you know, this is fights where your PA has got a Deso, an item to fight with, but you're losing to the team that has the Riki with the Battle Fury. Midbon's getting more out of these fights than Nico Baby is.
Yeah, my honest interpretation, and this is with the presumption that I'm 100% willing to be wrong, is that I see them take all these tier 1s, and I look at the map right now, and I'm not really sure what Alliance can do objective-wise, like to further their map advantage. And by going this Desolator, you're pretty much saying that's what you want to do. If you want to go continue to force the issue, while if you had just gone Battle Fury, you would be content trading farm because PA scales better than Riki. So I'm really skeptical of Nico Baby's plan of this game, and just like I was skeptical of what OG was doing earlier, I'm now skeptical of what his vision of this game is.
They will manage to get the kill on the Seb. Midbon finds FNG though. Midbon and Thompson, they're seeing if they can get back in on this. Stops them. Controlled by the Yules and Alliance, completely splitting. Midbon won't be able to find any kills, but again, just finding the space to continue to get his Ags done, and it's pretty much there. So, again, just all things said and done, when you look at the lane that Midbon was given at the start, the beginning he was having, 20 minutes in, he's got his Ags Battle Fury. This is brilliant timing for the Riki.
So what skipping the Battle Fury does for Nico Baby is that usually you go Battle Fury, Deso BKB. But now since he's removed the Battle Fury, his BKB timing will be a bit earlier than it would otherwise have been. So the fact that it's going to have maybe a minute or two earlier BKB, but his later timings will be delayed, it just means that they really have to hit that timing hard. That's what I'm looking for. I always go into the assumption that these players know more than I do about this scenario, so I expect that's what he's probably going to be looking for. As OG wants to get mid-tier 1, as Link falling out as best he can.
See how much Alliance can do to slow down this push. S4 standing forward, but immediately the vessel's down onto him into the follow-up combo. He's caught in the smoke screen. We're going to see him try and jump over towards the squishies. He's looking for the Shadow Demon. He'll get it. Big crit comes out from Nico Baby as No Tail falls. S4 still alive, chains himself away. The vessel continue to tick it down though. Thompson over the chase. Another burst combo takes out S4. The damage from the trick of the trade sets up for another as Midbon gets the kill. Now Nico Baby, he's isolated alone. The stolen dissimulate from Saxon, giving him the ability to dodge to the side, keep himself away from the PA. PA getting controlled here by Thompson and Seb as there's another dead. S4's brought back here in an attempt to turn this fight around, but he's just alone. The vessel down upon him. Another cloud put in place as S4. He's got to be careful. He brought back for this. He's trying to get out of the spot with the timber chain, but Thompson blinks it again. It's a dieback on S4 here at 22 minutes. And the numbers is 14 to 14, less than 1k in. But you really can't help but feel that Alliance is really losing any sort of momentum this game. And the Midbon's Riki is going to become a big problem.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, when I say PA scales better than Riki, that's assuming they both have the same farm. One is 3,000 net worth ahead already, and he went Battle Fury Ags. Kills creep waves instantly, as you see top here. He just pushes his third spell, and boom, they're dead. On the other hand, PA, he's being forced to fight. He has a fighting build. He's died twice ever since buying it. I legit think this could just be a misread from Nico Baby. I think OG is punishing this, like, sense that Alliance had that they could continue forcing the issue. They were being aggressive with the Timbersaw when they had Spirit Vessel but no Yules, and now they're trying to fight in a time that it appears was too early for PA to be able to fight here, because even though he went for these fighting items, he's kind of just died to the tiny overwhelming damage and the control coming out from the Brewmaster. Spirit Vessel owning. Yeah, it's pretty sick from Seb. I really do think like OG had to play this near flawlessly to punish what Alliance is doing here. So It's more impressive to me what OG is doing than it is, you know, the shortcomings of what Alliance has had happen recently.
And now we're going to have OG entering into the pit. Will be scanned out by Alliance. See if they're going to be able to try and put up a fight to push OG off this objective. So we have Seb. I mean, Seb just 100 gold away from having Aghanims himself. And it looks like even with the scan Alliance, they're not looking to do anything about this. They don't feel confident of taking a fight around the pit in this moment where Nico Baby's still a few hundred gold off the BKB. So OG, they're going to be able to get this one for free.
Radiant took down Roshan. I trust there was a good reason.
I think one of the hardest things to do in Dota is to accept that you can't do anything about what the other team has. And I think what the secret to OG's success this game was to accept that they could absolutely do nothing about the Timbersaw. So for so long early game as Seb dies to the Link solo plus the Nature's Prophet ulti. And I don't know if you've checked it out, Owen, but have you looked at Thompson's item queue?
He's nearly got it, dude.
He's committing.
He is committing. It wasn't a meme. It's, as you said, if any player's going to do it, if anyone's going to rush the straight upgraded Blink, it would be Thompson. I mean,
his middle tower is under attack.
What do you think about it? I mean, it's going to add a lot of damage to his combo, right? And it's going to be something else that's going to be very hard for Alliance to run away from when he's in with that slide.
I think it's just all about the control. Keep people in the Ricky's tricks of the trade as well.
No, that's true. Yeah, very true. And bottom lane, I mean, S4, after what was such a solid start with the way that he was able to play around the map, get the tier ones as early as he did with the pressure, his game has just taken a massive hit at this stage.
Yeah, Timbersaw, he's feast or famine. He's either unkillable or he's a pinata because he's used to be unkillable and now you just feed off of the candy inside. I look at this overwhelming blink from Tiny, and I actually asked myself, what would be like a better item? What does Tiny need to do his job in this game? I can't really think of anything. He's just going to be a blink combo anyway, so might as well make that blink combo that much more potent as it's now an AoE slow, and it also does, at this point, about 340 damage when he blinks in.
That's a fair amount, and then of course adding into the extra bit of damage he's going to have with the punch, thanks to the strength and that general tankiness. I mean, it all checks out. A very nice hero to get this item on, and yeah, the slow, as you say, I mean, it's a very strong slow, 6 seconds slow, 50% movement speed. Mid lane, Thompson coming in onto the two of them. As you can see, Hasken, he's going to really struggle to run away from this sort of initiation now. Anytime that Thompson's in with the overwhelming blink, you cannot run.
Radiant's top tower has looked better. Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long.
That will be a free kill here for the side of Light. While I say that, Thompson's going to come over the counter play. Nico Baby has to put the BKB and run away.
Structures have been
First charge down, and he's having to use it to retreat. S4 he's been found in the trees. He's trying to get his way out of there, but there's just so much damage. And now Mibble with the full Daedalus. At 27 minutes in, he's ready to start kicking out those 1k crits.
Yeah, this is when Ricky looks absolutely disgustingly broken when he's this far ahead with these items
against these
fragile heroes coming out from Alliance. A really high win rate against Nyx and pubs, by the way, guys, if you're having some trouble with Nyx. Really hard to stun somebody who's invulnerable during the damage that they deal.
Dire's bottom tower needs some help.
See if they can get in there once. I don't think they're going to be trying it for a second time right now.
It's probably the last time mid one hits a building this game. Probably what he realizes there. Kind of the nature of Ricky. The hero's kit is all about the informational advantage that he gains by being invisible and then being able to jump you, so that is very counterintuitive to hitting buildings. But he had the Aegis there, so it's not like he lost anything major. Back to farming.
Very juicy rune as well there at the river. DD, if they're able to go and pick it up. They're looking for the setup here onto mid-bomb. They've got the trap with the Remnant, but a nice save here from Notel with the disruption. The follow-up is there from Hanskin, who comes in with the stun, and there's crits are there this time in the hands of Nico Baby as they take down mid-bomb. See what more they can get from this. Nico Baby over towards Saxa. They'll get a second. Alliance, can they get more from this? They're trying to chase down Seb. He comes out of the split. Carapace is out though. Nico Baby's ready to jump over, and finally Alliance able to get the team fight in the way that they hoped for. Enabling Nico Baby, allowing him to go from target to target, and starting things off by taking down that Ricky.
Yeah, that's absolutely huge. There's no way you're farming your way back into this game for Alliance. Really good move by them.
Tower shouldn't
I
have
love
to take
watching
this
it.
abuse.
Like I said, I'm skeptical of what the PA's items were in terms of the timing, but this is exactly what they flourish at, and despite being down, they have identified exactly what they need to do to win this game, and I always trust they know better.
Radiant's middle tower has
I love to
fallen.
watch it. I love the fact that FNG is going
Dire's
these
top
nice
tower is
enabling
under
items. He's
attack.
basically giving his PA
Extra network. He's got drums. He's got a solar. He's going a soul cuirass after that. This is just effectively giving Nico Baby an item or two. When it comes to that carry to carry matchup as the game goes on, that can definitely tilt the balance in Nico Baby's favor, even if Ricky is higher network.
And yeah, a fan of this was seeing it first time this patch as well. You know, Notel getting the bots nice and early on his Shadow Demon.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a normal
Just OG
Boots of Travel
things.
Shadow Demon timing, yeah. I think Boots of Travel can offer so many things to different heroes. One of which can be like split pushing away from your team. I think in the case of Shadow Demon, it's that he can show up to fights and ganks because he's like that crucial +1 to offer that extra damage. I think that's what he's going for here.
Thompson getting tripped up. I've got to be cautious though. Thompson has this DD ready to go for the next jump. He's going to pop it now. Alliance, they want to try and fight into this. Seb, the split. As Alliance themselves begin to separate.
Killing spree.
You're going to see the jump on a Notel. Notel has to buy back. They instantly take him down with a big crit. Seb has the control onto Lim. See Nico Baby focusing down Thompson with this BKB up. He's getting the work done. A second kill for Nico Baby. The BKB does now come to him though, so he has to be careful of the chase here, but he's out with a blink. Off to the side. OG try and turn their efforts towards S4, but he's underneath the tier 2. Actually thinking about chasing back in on this. Dust still out onto mid.
Mana burn stolen. That's super annoying for us. You gotta love the entering the carries mindset from mid one. He had the Aegis and he queued up the butterfly, dies with the Aegis, then dies afterwards, and suddenly the BKB. Well, it looks like I'm gonna need one of those. We've all been there, I'm sure. Do you usually buy BKB after your third Battle Fury Omen, or when do you usually go for it?
I usually buy it in the next game.
Oh, of course, of course.
You can see a little bit of the old rat-a-tat-tat here from FNG. Instantly put to a stop.
I also think what No-Tail is doing with the Boots of Travel is that somebody at all stages of the game is going to have to deal with this annoying split push. And honestly, nobody else really wants to. Tiny wants to be ganking, Ricky wants to be farming while looking to be the +1, Brewmaster's the frontline team fight, so he's probably the best candidate, probably enough.
That's four. Getting aggressive here by the tower, looking to take out Notel. OG's there with a response. They lose Notel, but mid-one, he's found the setup straight in onto FNG. Tricks the trade, he gets the crit. Takes down the Prophet. See what more they can look for. Lim committing with a BKB. He's got the catch onto the Ricky. Nico Baby's there with a follow-up. Another crit in. As Nico Baby takes down mid-one. I mean, mid-one's down for 80 seconds. Alliance, they are pulling these fights out effortlessly now. Despite this period of the game where mid-one's farm was starting to get ahead, they're controlling and killing the Ricky. This is a huge amount of time. Ricky's out of the game. Alliance is going to be able to put a huge amount of pressure onto the base. Stops him. He's trying to slow them down. I mean, they'll just start moving over towards him. The stun's on him. Nico Baby's in with a follow-up. Thompson's dead. No buyback on him either. I mean, all the tier 2s have been taken. They've got a lot of space Alliance to at least take one set of racks. And maybe even more with the fact that these buybacks aren't up.
Yeah, this is, I always say I'm either right or I'm learning. And I'm learning a lot this game.
Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, this is, I mean, this is just, you know, it's clear now that this is the plan that Alliance had all along.
Yeah.
They were just playing for this 30 minutes, group up and go. It didn't matter if Farm was going to be there on mid one. They felt confident in the initiation. We've seen pretty much each time, you know, Limp and Hansken, they've been getting that opening onto Ricky, whether it be the Remnant or the Impale, and it's just ruined mid one's game. It's been irrelevant how much farm he's had on him, because they're just blowing him up throughout the durations of the stuns that they have.
Yeah, it might be a bit of overconfidence from mid one to go for the Daedalus before BKB, maybe like casual Crystallis before BKB. There's so many small mistakes that you can make in the game of Dota, and sometimes they just snowball into oblivion, as he's probably needed a BKB for the last 2 or 3 team fights now. As you said, Alliance has chain stunned him perfectly with the Ag's Void Spirit as well as the Impale from the Nyx, and PA represents the damage you need to kill him, and that's why this matchup's so good for PA. And you end up taking the blur evasion on Nico Baby, so Ricky literally doesn't touch you. He's got 80% of it.
With this smoke move, if they can catch one of the big boys, maybe find Thompson. They do. There's the opening. Nico Baby getting the bash straight up. The follow-up's there. Thompson, he needs help. Is he going to get in time? No, they're all bailing on him. They can't save Thompson. As out for 80 seconds again. Alliance just blowing this game wide open now. 7K lead for them. DD rune popped on Nico Baby. He can really start to continue to keep this pressure on. I mean, the smoke up on OG. But I don't think they're going to be scared of too much. They'll look to take the Roche with this DD. Heading over to the pit. But the OG, I mean, they've just taken huge hits now in the last 5 minutes of play. And I think they're going to be pretty shaken up by all of this.
I think they have to get an MKB or a Rapier on mid one. It looks like they're going to elect to actually just contest the Aegis. It's going to die so quickly, though.
They've got to get it. I don't think they're going to be able to get it soon enough. The damage from Nico Baby. He's taking it down too quickly, and he's got it. There's the kill. There's the Aegis. They're outside of the pit. They do lose Limb. Instant burst combo comes into play. Hansken though with a beautiful stun onto the 2 of them. The setup's there onto No Tail. Stolen Impale thrown back here.
Going to let their bottom
Will cause the death of Hansken. See what Nico Baby's doing. Clean up. He's jumping over. He's been able to find the first target. No Tail. Now he turns over towards mid one. Mid one popping the BKB, but he's having to run with this BKB. He's trying to get out of here. Seb comes to a finish with the split. Remnant out, controlling him. Midwood's trying to jump back in with the tricks. The traders, he got enough damage to kill Nico Baby. Nico Baby getting low, but the BKB is still good to go. As they've got a backup, they can't even kill Nico Baby the once hit. I think they have to get back into position to protect their axe.
Yeah, they're just super durable on Alliance's side. All that blur evasion, the temper saw, and FMG doing exactly what Nature's Prophet does best. It's even better when it's just a 5 position. You do the same thing as a core Nature's Prophet would, maybe a bit slower, but every fight they're on a timer on the side of OG. And this is just kind of Ricky. The nature of snowballing heroes, man. You either kill everybody in 1 second, or they end up being durable enough to not die at all. He is queuing up the Rapier. He knows
he needs it.
They're out this game.
Yeah. Especially with this AC Solar Crest build from FNG. That's, you know, perfect to have alongside this PA. And a PA now with the Ags complete. So it's going to be even harder to control in these fights.
Yeah, PA is always also good against Ricky because Ricky feasts the information game. He wants to jump you, and the Ags, Nico Baby shows he truly understands this matchup. It's obviously an enemy to buy anyway, but
he's going in on S4. There's a lot of backup here for S4. Midbon, he's got to get on the retreat. Thompson's able to get into the combo onto the 2 of them as he's found Limp, but Limp pops the cheese. BKB's up. He's going to be fine. Silence onto Nico Baby. Nico Baby trying to run. The stun's there from the brew. Can Step finish him the once? He can't. Nico Baby's still fine and good to go. Midbon has to use the BKB to retreat. Big stun comes out. They burst through the Aegis of Nico Baby. They'll also find the life of Hansken. Can they kill Nico Baby a second time? As he's standing to the side, still has the backup of Limp, FNG, and S4. Alliance.
So has BKB on PA.
They still seem happy to go in on this Limp. Starting things on to Thompson. Nico maybe looking for the perfect time to jump in. Still watching from the side. Burst through Limp. That is Limp down for 100 seconds. Now Nico maybe looks to commit in onto Step. That's going to be the brew down. Now popping the BKB. Tons of Thompson. A buyback comes out. out from Seb, but he cannot get in position to save Thompson in time as Thompson is down. They have caught S4 on the high ground as S4 not quite able to make it back out as easily as Nico Baby did. So S4 will get left behind here. Chase from Saxa, finding further setup onto FNG as OG look to try and get as much as they can off this defense, but they won't be able to stop the TPL. The Prophets away and Nico Baby's back in!
The sentry on the
He buys the Ricky! Saxa's got a ghost up to save
Radiant's
himself.
middle barracks have fallen.
But Nico
Radiant's
Baby
bottom
just
barracks have
weaving
fallen.
perfectly in and out of these fights. As he's just in again. He is diving near tier 4s. They do have the stone control. A 20-second cooldown on the BKB. I mean, I guess weaving perfectly in and out of the fights is still there. And they have indeed got what they can for that. I don't think he's going to be too fussed with being dead for 90 seconds. He may not have buyback, but how much can OG do about this? Up against the Mega Creeps here at 39 minutes. Alliance, they're definitely tasting the victory here in this game. It feels very close to them if they can keep this up for one more fight and just push OG over the edge.
It was so crucial that mid one survived that fight. His buyback here cost him so much time on his rapier because I thought that was going to be the hardest hold for OG to get past. But the only reason that it was going to be the hardest one was because if mid one survives, he'll have a rapier for the next one. And that is their timing for OG. They have to somehow keep this game going for long enough to make that happen. This game has been wild back and forth. Every single time I think one team's favored to win the game, the other team seems to take the reins. So I almost have to believe at this stage that I would favor OG based on my interpretation of this game so far.
I mean, OG's definitely got to do something pretty wild to come back into this one right now.
Dire's middle tower.
Death.
So they're on the probability 6% here for OG, 94 for Alliance, considering how well Alliance has done here in all of these fights and how well Nico Baby's just popped off with this build and in a way that, you know, regardless of the farm that Mid One had early on, Mid One's still very much a vulnerability. If one of these carries gets caught out, it could be pretty much game for each team. As up top, Thompson, he's caught out alone. And again, no buyback.
Beating on Dire's top tower.
Just a little short on the gold. 40 gold short of the buyback here, Thompson Alliance. They're going to try and chase for more. S4 leading in. Pokes out a response from Mid One. Mid One actually jumping over to the small creeps. Nico Baby's prepared with the dust. Mid One trying to hide in the trees. Jumps over the cliff here with the tricks of the trade. He'll be able to get out of there. There'll be a buyback from Saxa. Seb committing with the split. So what Seb can chase down. He's trying to go in onto S4, but with the hood and the bloodstone, S4's fine. Bottom lane, FNG going for a bit of split pressure. OG, they'll be able to punish it as FNG caught on his own. They'll find themselves up the kill.
Such a tall ask for OG here. They have to push lanes against Nature's Prophet, Megas, and the pickoff potential of an Axe PA and a Nixus set. They quickly are wrangled back into their base here.
See Mid-Bomb trying to start the action here with Seb. Slip. Oh, he's straight in off the backline. He's found the catch on the Sax, so he's able to burst him down low, but the stage comes in. The disruption gives Sax a bit of time, but Hasken has the impale to follow it up. They've caught Limp. Limp is dead, though. Damage is enough here from Mid-Bomb. And into the trees, they'll find Hansken as well. The cloud is down. Hansken, has he got any means of escape? He's trying. He's running through the trees. But they're on top of him once more. The tricks of trade will do it.
1,300 gold for that rapier.
He's closing in on it.
Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this abuse.
Do get that gem under their control. I mean, once he has the rapier, how hard is it going to be for Alliance to push into it? Like, do OG realistically have this chance to swing this game round with that rapier?
The big thing is that PA and BKB right now is invincible, but once he gets the rapier, that's not the case anymore. So it'll affect a lot about PA's ability to actually dish out damage in the fight, because Nico Baby will have to be much more selective about when he goes in. And yeah, I don't really know how OG consistently gets out on the map unless they kill heroes. So if Alliance doesn't really fight into them, I don't know how they get out, but I also don't know how Alliance goes high ground now, unless they kill OG. Definitely a matter of who can get the initiation onto who around the map. As Ricky, as he scales into the game,
Dire's middle tower isn't going to
becomes
last
so
long.
obnoxious to deal with because you can't see him. and suddenly you're dead. As he now hits for almost 600 damage, ignoring backstab.
All right. I mean, they're up against the Megas, OG.
And he's got ninja gear. That's actually even more annoying. God, this game would be so annoying to play. You're dealing with an Axe PA, split pushing Nature's Prophet with ninja gear, and a Riki with a rapier. I don't know. Very enjoyable to watch, but I don't envy the people that have to play against this.
No, this is certainly a good one. As Alliance, you know, the fact that they have these Megas, they seem on the verge of victory, but it's only 5k between them, and this Riki with the rapier is it could definitely be a problem. It's going to be all down to the execution right now. As Alliance,
Toxin, you can get that level 25. 3 toss charges would.
OG this time around could give Alliance a pretty formidable fight around the pit, and Alliance know it. They're a little cautious on how they commit for this. They know that OG's going to come in and try and make the jump. And there it is. Actually, it's going to be Lim starting things off. It was committed with the BKB. They're able to catch out, take down Stack. Spike Carapace set up onto Seb with CS4 running towards the backlines, trying to split OG apart. Thompson comes up with the combo. Mid1 jumps over. The BKB coming out from Nico Baby as Nico Baby's out of the tricks of the trade. He's on the retreat. Mid1's looking for a target. They're chasing down again. Simona plays down into the PA and then got the damage with this rapier. Mid1 claims the double kill. See what S4 could do to put a stop to this. Mid1's actually keeping out. He's got to defend the base. He has to get back to the tier 4s. Seb's getting run down by S4. Can Seb get himself away from this? Another Yulza buying time for Limp to close the gap. In with the remnants. Down for 2 minutes. Mid1's out on the map. He's got the silence onto Limp. Getting taken out. The crits come into play. Mid1 gets the kill. Limp right back immediately. Nico Baby in with a bit of bash control, but Mid1's still got the BKB. Good to go. There's an avalanche drop down to Mid1 on the chase. He's over towards S4. S4 chaining out to the side. Another jump with the trick to the trade. That's PA down and out. A dieback on Nico Baby. Mid1 just tearing them apart here with the rapier.
I will rise next season.
Oh God! Don't tell this solo kill. F&G.
Oh my goodness. I mean, Brian, there's 2 heroes down for 2 minutes. How much can OG get done with this?
Radiant's courier just got
I don't know if they can get anything done. That's the thing. It's like, how do you even get out of your base?
Dude.
I guess the Nature's Prophet is dead now, but you're still dealing with Nyx, so nobody can go alone.
I mean,
anybody is susceptible.
Brian.
Mid1 actually elects to carry the gem. Okay, never mind. He drops it. I was curious if he was going to hold on to that.
And, you know, Mid1, talk about big brain stuff. Do you like this? Queuing up an arcane blink, so he's got that extra spam ability on his spells.
Yeah, it's not just the spam ability. It's also the reach you have.
Yeah.
You're able to follow up your Thompson combo from a much further distance. We've seen it before. I think in China region, they go for this arcane blink. I think it was... I can't even remember who did it first, but Ame was doing it. It's pretty cool. It also lowers the cast point on tricks of the trade, which can sometimes be the difference maker when you're dealing with stuns and burst damage from Nyx.
Now OG, they're over to the pit.
And Agzon Shatter Demon as well.
Yeah.
So suddenly that break that the panel was talking about during the draft is coming into play. That matters a lot against PA too. I mean, Nico Baby's gonna struggle in these fights. Rapier for the damage threat and the break for the inability for him to deal damage.
I mean, they've got to find Mid1 right. If you don't catch this Riki at the start of the fights, Mid1's just going to clean up every single time. And as we've seen,
find the invisible guy, you know.
Yeah, it's not easy. I mean, as you said, you know, you mentioned earlier, obviously OG, it's not necessarily easy for them to find the PA, but definitely even more difficult for Alliance to find the Riki. As long as Mid1's able to keep himself to the side and be truly confident in his whereabouts of Alliance's hero's positioning before he commits in. So going for the Roche. Alliance are all back up. They're going to take this Roche down pretty quickly with that rapier damage.
It has to be quick because the lanes are pushing in.
Seb just scouting things out with the Wind Panda, able to hold people back as well. OG, they're going to be able to get this cleaned up. Who's taking what? Thompson? He's going to take the axe. As now they're chasing. They've got the catch on the S4. Limp jumping in with the BKB, trying to help out. Can they burst him out? The base is dying though. Tier 4s are falling. If Alliance can just sort of keep OG out and distracted, the Treants might just do it. The first tier 4 down, the second tier 4 down as well. as OG, they may be getting the kills, but they've got to get back. FNG's in, he's not going to close this round. The Fritz are doing it. FNG's going to be able to end the game. He's got it, surely. Thompson's trying to
Double kill.
Creeps, they finished it. Alliance will win the game. I mean, Alliance. I mean, it wouldn't be any other team on a sort of victory like that at the end. I mean, they played it the smart. I mean, again, we've seen it so many times, really. This New Age Alliance with FNG and his Prophet, you've got to be ready for that. FNG's always going to look for that avenue to close